Hello and welcome back to our Summer of Profit series. I'm Andrea Bailey Brown and I'm excited to be here with you to continue our series and just to help you figure out ways that you can increase your profit in your business and perhaps look at some of the things that you can add or things that you're already doing, which may just be a confirmation you're on the right track. Or perhaps there's a lot of things that you're hearing that you're saying, you know what, I'm not doing that I can add. I need help with that. So we're here to do that for you. So today we're actually going to be talking about one of the things I hear a lot of entrepreneurs talk about a lot, and that is what to do with their day, how to start their day, and mainly how to organize themselves for profit. And this is a big one for all of us in some way, shape, or form. So one of the first things that I see in terms of what people are saying about organizing their schedule is that they're major time wasters. And how you're spending your day, what you're spending your time on is a big one. And sometimes putting off the tasks that you know you should be doing, that you're just totally avoiding. Maybe a customer you're supposed to call, a follow-up you're supposed to do, something that you're just not totally wanting to do. So some of the time wasters in our business, and it's also part of procrastination, putting things off that we're not too excited about getting done. And I know we all fall prey to this in some way, shape, or form. But Brian Tracy had something called Eat That Frog. And on my desk, on my desktop would have like a frog, just as a reminder for me to just get rid of those big things, the scary ones, get them out of the way, and then I can move on to all the other things that I know that I actually need to do in my business. So getting rid of some of those time wasters. Another thing is creating daily habits. I get asked this question, what kind of daily habits do you have and what do you do and how are you spending your time? And I do have a few things that I do. One of them is, I would say, the fact that I start off every day with my gratitude journal, and that's my goal. I have to say I've missed it a few days or so, but I always go back to it. And for the majority of the time, I would say my gratitude journal is a really big thing that I actually do. And I write down the things that I'm actually grateful for in my business. And that's part of my routine. After my gratitude journal, I would say that I actually go and I would actually do my exercise. And my exercise is usually I do it in the morning typically. And I like to do it in the morning 90% of the time, because if I can do it at that time, then I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. And on those days where I have an early appointment or I can't get it in, then I will actually do my exercise in the evening once everything else is done. So if I have appointments, of course, I have to head out during the day. But on a general, I make sure I'm doing my gratitude journal, I'm working out, and then I'm getting right into my office to get started during my day. By around 4 or 5 or so, the rest of the family starts to get in. And at that time, I like to kind of put my work on pause to just spend time with the family, see what's going on in their day, how things went. And then back in the evening or so, I'm back doing work. I am by nature like a night owl, so I can stay up till 1 or 2. There's nothing that would stop me from working late in the evening. So that's my natural cadence. So I try to make sure that I'm actually working on things when I actually can in the evening, because I find the energy flows for me. If you're an early bird, then that's great. Schedule your appointments early and get up early in the morning and get things done so that you can actually continue working on your schedule at a time that really works well for you. Okay, the next thing I would see a lot of entrepreneurs doing is they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off, or that's the saying. And so when that happens, when you're not certain or not clear on where you really actually want to be spending your time and some of the things that you want to be working on. So again, I would say making sure that you have some sort of a schedule set up, and that way you're not just going from here to there and you're feeling like you're really not accomplishing anything, and that's not a really good feeling. And because sometimes we feel like we're working hard but we're not really on track with all the things that we're actually working on. The next one I sometimes hear that will happen is you'll end up doing nothing. You'll just constantly, like, maybe just stop altogether because you just don't know where to start. And I know that's a really bad thing for some people, but it really just shows that that happens because sometimes we're not on purpose, we're not in flow, we're not in the right space. And that's where, like, our energy is really trying to guide us to say, where should I really be spending my time? What really matters right now? What will move the needle? And I know it can be a bad thing, but I think it's the way the universe is usually speaking to us when we literally sit there and we're actually doing nothing. And I think peace and silence is not such a bad thing at all, right? That's getting into that meditative mode, and you can actually use that to your advantage to say, where should I be spending my time? What should I really be doing? What matters in my business? And I find at this stage sometimes it's where you might need a coach or a mentor to come in because you're maybe getting too overwhelmed. It's becoming too much for you. You're not sure if anything that you're doing is actually working, or you just have too much to do. So sometimes that's also a signal that we're needing some help when we're feeling the overwhelm and we literally have too much that we need to get done. The next one is perfectionism. And we're basically insisting that everything has to be perfect in order for us to get started or to get to where we need to be. And it is a big one. And I've had to find out myself how to get rid of this to make sure that I'm imperfect. Imperfect action is what they say is better than perfect inaction. So I've just learned to keep going. And anything that's worthwhile doing, I always say, is worthwhile doing badly at first. So you just keep going until you get better at it. So what would I say then? How can you increase your profit by making your schedule more effective? I would just say one of the things that I would say is to maximize your time is by advanced planning. And right now we're living in a world where there's so many apps and there are many things that we have out there that can help us in terms of putting timers on our phone, anything that we need to help us to get through the planning stage so that we can actually help ourselves. So advanced planning is one of those that I would recommend. That is putting your schedule out in advance. Pre-planning the night before is a really big one, where you sit down and have a schedule to say, what are some of the things that I really need to get done tomorrow, or some of the things I actually need to work on. So advanced planning. Some people are also using advanced planning for meal prep. Meal preparation is a massive one for people. So if you can have that in advance, you don't have to get up every day worrying about your business and also worrying about what to cook and what to eat, what to feed everyone. So I find meal planning helps. Delegating some of your tasks, oh my, like getting some help in your office or in your business, massive, truly massive in helping you become more organized. Because if you know you have someone else there working with you to remind you to execute, you can really get things done and move ahead faster. And also make sure that when you're planning your coffees and meeting up, making sure that they're really advancing you and that it's strategic planning, that you're not just going from coffee to coffee to coffee, because then that in itself become a time waster overall. So hopefully you got a few tips today in terms of helping you to organize yourself and schedule yourself for profit, because if you cannot manage your time, you're going to have a heck of a time managing your business and building it to a more profitable business. So thanks for joining us today and for joining me. I'm Andrea Bailey Brown, and I'm so excited to be working with you and helping you build a more profitable business so that you can get financially independent through your business and support your family and your community. And I will be back again tomorrow with another series, and I look forward to connecting with you. If you have any questions, you can leave it in a message for me or anything that you'd like me to talk about, you can andreabailey.brown.com, and just to see some of the services that we offer here at Bailey Brown Business Consulting. Looking forward to connecting again, and take care. Bye-bye.